Hi guys, and welcome to this video. And in this video we are going to be talking about how OCD setbacks are actually the best thing that could be happening for your OCD recovery. I believe there is no other video like this on the internet right now, so I really hope you're going to watch this because I totally believe it's going to completely change and revolutionize how you see your OCD recovery. So let me start first with a little story. Ever since I was 7 years old, I was dealing with OCD. And every single time I felt a little better on my journey, something always came. Like a new trigger, a new setback, something that never happened before. Stuff started to feel way more real than ever before. So my OCD was back on the horse. And this is probably happening to you. I believe it's happening to everybody with OCD. But the biggest issue with this is that what in a video game would be taken as, oh, a new level, let's level up. In OCD journey, no one takes it like that. What in the gym world would be taken as a new PR, again, in the OCD recovery world, no one takes it like that. And this is a huge problem because while benching 60 kilos in the gym, you would feel great. Benching 100, although it would be way more difficult, you would feel way better. Now the problem with this is that your worst days in OCD recovery are actually your best days, but you don't see this yet. Because the harder the day with OCD, the harder the symptoms, the harder the setbacks, the harder the trigger, if you can still deal with it, if you can still live throughout the day and make it throughout the day and keep on having your acceptance, try not to fight it so much, still keeping your life intact, so still doing your good habits that you would normally do, not getting into victim mode, not being like, oh, you know, my OCD got worse to your wife or your best friend. If you can still make it through the day like that, without all these like bad things that actually feed your OCD, the harder the day, but you can still make it, the more you just moved forward in your recovery journey. And I truly want you to take this to your heart because this is the most important thing that I've ever learned for my OCD journey. Take recovery for a castle. You need to build a really strong castle that no enemy can assail. And you need bricks to build that castle. Now, what is a brick? A brick is the hard day with OCD. It's the new OCD setback. It's the new trigger that you never got before. It's the thing that made it feel so much more real to the point where you're like, oh my God, this is not just OCD, this is probably reality. That is that brick. And you need to view it like that. Because unless you don't, it's always going to steamroll you. OCD is always going to win. It's just going to pick up a new trigger, a new thing, and back there to suffering you go. So really the thing is like when OCD knocks on the door, open, invite it in. Don't just be like, oh my God, OCD's knocking on the door again. I was feeling so great lately. I was feeling so nice. And now I'm back there. OCD's again knocking. What this does is that it teaches your brain that you are the victim, that you need to have comfort, success, money, that you cannot have any suffering in your life, which is literally the worst possible thinking for your mental health ever. Your soul, your mental health wants to have suffering. It wants to have tough moments. It wants to feel free despite any tough moment. It wants to be like, bring it on OCD, bring it on life, bring it on fate, bring it on whatever. I can stand through this storm. I can withstand it. But modern person, he locks himself in the house. When he sees that OCD is knocking at the door, oh, I was feeling so much better already. I was just like feeling so good. I could just enjoy my life like everyone who's normal and who doesn't have OCD. And now I'm back in suffering. And then they start to just like be in a victim mode, check social media, lay down, feel really sorry for themselves, be in resentment. I know because I used to do that all the time. Now, what changed with me was that I really taught my brain this one lesson. I really told my brain, hey, the most important thing that you should value in your life, what should occupy what psychologists like me call the hierarchy of values in your life, should be growth, adventure, finding meaning in suffering, being a good person, having a great character, and not comfort, money, living a normal life, finally being free of OCD. All these things, they're just holding you back. They're just literally helping your OCD win. What you have to live for is none of these things. What you have to live for is the Stoic ideal, which was to become like a rock that every wave will just crush against, but the rock is still standing. The rock is still going. It's kind of like in that anime called Naruto, which is a Japanese anime, and Naruto wants to be the Hokage. He wants to be the best ninja in his village. Now, what do you have to do to be the best ninja? You got to beat every other ninja in your village. You got to become the strongest there. Naruto doesn't live for success like the modern man or woman. He doesn't just go for, oh, I want to be free of OCD. Oh, please, OCD, don't knock on my door. No, he's like, come on, OCD, bring it on. With every single enemy he beats, every next enemy, he's like, bring it on. Come on, I want to be even stronger because I want to be Hokage. I want to be the strongest ninja out there. So everything is a training for me. Every single opponent is a training for me. Every single adversity is a training for me. Every bad day is a training for me. That's how Naruto sees the world. Because to him, he doesn't live for comfort or pleasure. And this is literally like if you put a gun to the head of most people today, this is what they live for. I don't care what they say. They may say family. Yes, they probably live for family as well, but they live for comfort, pleasure, feeling normal, not disrupted by anything, money, success, and influence. That's all they live for. That's completely different from what ancient philosophers lived for. That's completely different from what Naruto lives for. Naruto doesn't care about being in pleasure. He doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about influence or feeling comfortable or normal. He just wants to be the best ninja out there. Now, you should have the same goal. You should not want to just be free of OCD or be comfortable. Your goal should be to be the best person with mental health out there. Why? Because there's no single thing more important than mental health. You can have money, you can have fame, and you still can commit suicide. Just like you see every year in news, another celebrity committing suicide. Now, the reason is because these people, their hierarchy of values, what they live for, through which they see the world, you know, it's like a lens through which you see what's valuable and what's not in the world and in life. It's preoccupied on the top with these things that I talked about. They have virtually no lens through which they can find any positive meaning in suffering, but Naruto had. Look at that anime. Naruto always just goes forward like, yeah, another enemy that's going to make me even a better ninja, even a stronger ninja. I'm going to learn even more. I'm going to get even stronger. It's the same for your recovery. There's a saying in Stoicism that you should aim in your life to build your inner citadel. And that should be your sole goal in life. Inner citadel. Imagine like a castle that's just impenetrable. You cannot beat it. You cannot conquer it. No one can attack it. They can try to attack it. They will try to attack it, but they cannot get through the gates. That's what inner citadel is. And Stoics believe that everything is a material for that inner citadel. So no matter what assaults you, no matter what assails you, no matter what hardships, what adversity, as Seneca said, it's all just a training for a good man. Now, what did a good man mean? In modern language, a good man or woman is someone who has a different hierarchy of values. He has different values in life. And his greatest value, apart from family maybe and a spouse and kids, is to have the best mental health, to have the best inner peace, no matter what that he or she can. That is the inner citadel. That should be our goal. Really read some Stoic texts. Change this. This has to change gradually. This is not just an abstract video where I'm talking about. Read Seneca on Providence. This should be your first text to read. Then you should read Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. Then you should read anything from Epictetus. You should read about these people who literally viewed every adversity as, there we go. This is a training for the most important thing in my life, which is to become the best version of myself that nothing can assault, which is to build the inner citadel. That's what I live for. Not happiness, not pleasure, not comfort, not money, not influence. Now, if you believe this is not important for OCD, you're mistaken, because you're having one of the biggest sufferings in life. I mean, look at the street. People out there, they don't suffer as much as you do. No matter what you think, no matter what anyone says, you have one of the worst mental health disorders in the world. If you believe that 2,000 years of philosophy, of religion, of people who thought and contemplated suffering and how to find meaning in it, a positive meaning, how to view suffering in a way that it cannot get to you, that you can become bulletproof. If you think all these thousands of years of people who thought about this every single day and lived it, consulted it, if you think this is nothing for your situation and you can just use ERP or psychology, I believe you're robbing yourself of one of the best things that could ever happen in your life. I completely changed my values. My reticular activation system just shifted in my brain to the point that any adversity that I have now, any suffering that I have, part of me is happy. Yes, there's part of me that's like, but part of me, which is now the dominant part, is happy. It takes it as a training. I'm going to become the Hokage. This is going to even improve my mental health. You got to view every single OCD setback like this. And the only way to do this is to start reading people who view the world like this. So read Stoicism, read philosophers. That's going to change it in your mind too. If you have an OCD attack right now, the world is not ending. This is the brick to build your inner citadel. This is the material. Use it. Life, world, God is giving you the material. It had to happen this way. That's why you're having the setback. All of life just brought this about. All of reality brought this about. And it's for you to either use it as a material, as another brick to bring into your inner citadel, or for you to brood over it and be like, oh, I'm a victim, and be resentful, and not turn this into something good, but actually sort of like, if you don't take this as the brick, you are losing in life, in my opinion. You're living for the wrong reasons. You don't have any resourceful answer to human suffering. And it will come, we will die one day. We will have illnesses one day. Every one of us will have really bad things happen to him or her. If you don't view OCD as part of that large equation, if you don't view life as something more than just living for money and influence and comfort, if you don't have that existential lens, that philosophical lens of trying to find deeper meaning in life, of trying to find something deeper in life, which should be something like having the answer to human suffering and finding meaning even in that suffering, no matter what, and living for that higher ideal, these setbacks will crush you. You may do ICBT, for example. ICBT says, just apply ICBT and everything's going to be fine, which is not my experience with ICBT at all, although I love the therapy. But then I remember I was doing ICBT and then this huge trigger hit and I was like, oh man, again, everyone else with ICBT surely doesn't have this bad trigger, but this trigger is making it totally real, this fear. This trigger changed everything. Now I'm back in OCD. Now I'm back again in there. But the reality was, no matter what ICBT or any other therapy promises you, go deeper, go into philosophy, go into the thousands of years of people who pondered over, hey, why is suffering happening to me? How can I find inner peace even despite any suffering? And go in there and you will realize that no matter what OCD gives you, it's all a training. It's all lifting weights in the gym that will allow you to become stronger in your mental health, which is all life ever was about, at least for me, is to find that inner peace no matter what. And every single setback, the worse it gets, the bigger weight in the gym, the more you're going to grow if you're going to overcome it. But you need to overcome it without complaining, victim mode, resentment. Oh, I'm back in there. Oh, anything compulsive, like without doing compulsions again, you gotta just not do any of these bad habits that feed your OCD. You gotta just acceptance, life, still keep on engaging with life. Warrior, which means like OCD, I'm not gonna give this to you for free. Let's go. You gotta have existentialism, which is that lens that, okay, this can actually propel me even forward in my journey of life. This is not a setback. This is the training. This is what life is about, to find the eye of the hurricane, sort of. And flexibility, which is like, okay, even if this was real, this new trigger that's saying, oh, I'm real, maybe I'm really a bad person. Even if this was real, I can still find like some deeper peace in that. If you got all these pieces together, if you face it in a good way, this is another brick. This is what's making your recovery. This is what's building your life, your mental health, your character, you as a human being, your happiness with capital H, which is not dependent on money, which is not dependent on any of these things that can be taken away from you. That's what's building your life. It's the best thing that could have happened to you. Your setback, if you can face it well, that's what's going to make you fully recovered one day. Really recovered, strongly recovered, to the point that nothing can assail your recovery. So take this to your heart. Please watch this video, rewatch this video anytime you have a setback. Send it to someone who can use it to help me with the YouTube algorithm gods. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. And I'm going to see you later with some other video. And if you want to have a session, one-on-one session for OCD with me, head out to pegpavel.com/en. You can see it down here. And you can just fill the message there and we can schedule a session. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please click on that thumb button. You will help me greatly. and click on the subscription if you want to see more videos that are philosophical, that have a meaning, that go really in depth, I believe, when it comes to OCD, and that are slightly different from what you can normally see on OCD on YouTube. And thank you so much, and leave me a comment down below if this resonated or if you have any questions. See you guys later, sayonara, and thank you so much for watching. Peace.